Check, check, check. What up, guys? Check, check, check. What up, guys? Oops, I got my own volume on. My bad. How we doing? Bradley, what's up? First to like, I win. Uso, what's up? We will let people trickle on in here to the new stream while Liam wraps up. I literally just hopped back on, so I did not get to tune into anybody else's stream. But how did everybody do? How's everybody else? How green, red? No trades. Too many trades. How did we do today? What up, Ryan? Not much, just working and listening to y'all talk charts. Nice. What up, Lovo? How we doing? Up a solid $8. Been rough trying to find entries with the movement. Yeah. Currently red, had a loser and couple break evens. Saw Matt take an L. Not sure how he ended. Liam took a nice W at the end of the stream. Nice. Hell yeah. What's this music? Is it too loud? Too not your style? Or what's up? What's up? I usually have the hip hop playlist on from Stream Beats. Jamie took a 200-point winner off VWAP at like 9 a.m. No shot. 200-pointer? Heard a rumor it might be payday. We will we have a lot to talk about. Jamie took a banger. Nice. What up, Composite? Yeah, 200 points. That's, I don't know if I've ever taken a 200-point trade. That's insane. Yeah, boy. All right. Let's talk, chat. Let's talk. So we have really good news, right? We have some catastrophic news to report following that. And then following the catastrophic news, we have some more positive news. So lots to talk about. Let's just jump into it. Oh no. Jamie, what's up? Jamie, you took 200 points? Now your 25 pointers are more consistent. My 200 points took me 5 attempts to get. Hey dude, sometimes it takes a couple. We will be talking about that in a minute. All right, first things first. Like I said yesterday, we ended up, we've been trading the 50K Lucid Flex account, funded account. We started that account on Tuesday of last week, on the first day of this whole streaming thing, right? And good news, catastrophic news, good news, yeah, just wait. So, yeah, we've been trading that account for what, 5 trading days, 6 trading days now, okay? You've seen pretty much every trade I've taken. If it wasn't on stream, we reviewed the ones that I took off stream. We did it with 5 micros. We never went more than 5 micros, and we took the account balance to 54K. So, or 54,200 or something like that. So last night, I know I mentioned last stream that we would do a live payout, which we will show you in a second. I was a little bit nervous. I asked the Discord, the other streamers, if it was a good or bad idea to actually do it live on stream, just because obviously I'm afraid of like doxing myself or like showing something that I shouldn't. But I decided to rip the payout last night. Good thing I did, because all it was, I mean, I had to verify my identity. I had to take a selfie, submit my driver's license. What was that? Did you hear that? I feel like a bird just ran into my window or something, which is already kind of terrifying. So yeah, had to verify identity, submit driver's license, take a selfie, do all that stuff. After that, submitted bank info, blah, blah, blah. And then, I know, bad omen. What the hell was that, man? So let's pull this up. We secured the dub. So we took a max payout on our 50K Lucid. So max payout is $2,000 per account. So we only traded one, and we took the absolute max. So let's spam some GGs for that. That's a dub. That is a dub, and we take those all day. So 54,200, right, was the balance. So we had roughly 2,200 bucks of drawdown. Okay. Now, here comes the rough news. So let me pull this up on over here. And we will actually, just so you guys can see it, I even took a screenshot, which, by the way, Lucid, insanely fast payouts. Literally, it was nuts. I woke up this morning and it was paid out, like literally in my bank account within like 12 hours, which is great. Really fast. So let me pull this up. Boys, bad news, catastrophic news. We may or may have not gone on a bender last night. And I mean an absolute roller coaster, okay? And I'm not proud of it. Man enough to say it. I know Matt says that. We mistakes were made, okay? Mistakes were made. Yeah. Yep. I blame Jaws. Yep. I blame Jaws too, Bradley. He was throwing up a bunch of indicators on his stream, and it messed with me, man. It's his fault. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Liam. Like he had like Ichimoku cloud or whatever. He had parabolic SARs. He had stochastics. He had, I mean, every indicator you could possibly think of. And I'm telling you right now, it's his fault. So at 5 p.m. tonight, I expect every single person in here to be in his chat harassing him. Okay? $17 oscillators at one point. Hey, at least you got paid. Yeah, so on a serious note, okay, I do want to reflect on this, because this is something, a problem that I have been running into for a good part of the last year. And I do want to talk about it with you guys, because it is important to to reflect on it, especially after doing really, really well. And basically just letting the primal brain take over and kind of just ruin everything, which I know you took a payout from that account. Yes. So we secured the payout last night and then went on to absolutely demolish our account. So let's talk about it. I do want to go over I want to go over what happened, because I know it's something that somebody else can relate to, and we're going to put, rules in place to try to prevent this going forward. And I'm going to show you guys my journal entry too. Trust me, I beat myself up last night. It was not fun. Woke up this morning, sat outside with the doggo, tried to reflect on it after, feeling all the emotions that you feel after you mess up. And now I'm just going to try to reflect on it, move on, make sure we learn from our mistakes, right? The worst thing you can do is to run into the same wall over and over again, which again, we'll talk about that in a minute. But first things first, let's just go over what exactly happened, okay? So I get on at like 7, right at this candle, or maybe a little past 7, because I remember coming back, seeing this huge candle off of 700s right here at 7:15, and I remember putting it in Jaws' chat. I'm like, what just happened? Was that news, or was it buyer, or like what happened? So why are there two? I took a short here, so let's get rid of one of these. Oh, the wrong one. So here's what happened. First trade of the night, first trade of the bender. Okay, we tried to short as this candle opened at 720, right? So I get on, I see this massive impulse. I'm not really buying the price action. 80s were a level for me going into yesterday, right? We rejected earlier in the day, right in here at 5, which was the open, and is where we were rejecting coming into the close. 80s have been were playing yesterday quite a bit. You had, and the day before, 80s were definitely playing. So that was a key level for me. So I tried to short 80s. Did not work out, right? Took a loss. A loss is fine, okay? So we move on and we start approaching some more of my the key levels that I was looking out for. 860 was one of them, okay? And 28,900 was another big level that I was looking at. So as we approach 860, I take my second trade of the bender, okay? Quick stop out. Right here, you can see my entry was at 860, and we just got absolutely ripped, like almost instantly, if I remember. We trade back into 860, catapults off of it, and we start reaching for 28,900, which again, like I said, was another key level for us. So as we approach that area, I take a short. My face gets ripped off. That's the third trade of our bender. And here's where things get really bad, okay? We take it again as price reaches 28,900 again, right? Rips our face again instantly. And I mean instantly, like within seconds. So moves in our favor. After it stops us out, moves directly to our target, which was right down in 860. So now we're feeling away, okay? Normally, this is where you should probably call it, right? You need to be smart, need to not take the same trade idea over and over and over again. But we did not listen, okay? So now we're trading emotionally. We retrace 860, goes to our target, right? At this point, I'm pretty tilted. Bounces, comes right back up into 28,900. We try that short again, same exact trade idea. Try the short, gets stopped out to the tick, and retraces basically back into that, not quite at the level that we would have liked, but you know, it's basically teased us 3 times in a row. Stop out, moves in our favor, stop out, moves in our favor, stop out, moves in our favor. And I was just failing to recognize the fact that we're chopping, right? So I believe there was another trade in here too that I took. So there's a total of 4 at this point. By 9 o'clock, we tried 4 times, okay? Then we get this huge wick. We approach 900 for like the 8th time. And we try it. Yeah, it was a bender. I'll tell you what. I completely lost sight of pretty much everything. I mean, the emotional part of my brain took over, and once that happens, right, we know it can't be good, right? Just irrational trading, absolute just stupidity. So we decide to get back in at 900 as we retest it. This time we like opened our stop. I mean, at this point we're down like $1,500. I opened my stop even more because now I'm in the F it mode. And rips our face off, and the account is now gone, obliterated. So let's read our journal entry, because I think this is important. So Nuke City took max payout, proceeded to absolutely nuke the account to full loss limit. Not much to say other than extremely disappointed in how I handled the losses during Globex. Let my emotions take over, and we got absolutely smacked because of it. Got caught trying the same trade over and over until we eventually bled the account to a point that was not recoverable going into the following session. Mental was shot and fed into the fuck it mentality. I know we just talked about cursing, but we're gonna let that one slide, right? General reflection, I can confidently say that 80% of my blown funded accounts happened during Globex. So we need to practice what we preach, stop running into the same wall over and over again, expecting different results. So two new hard limitations we're going to try going forward. Number 1, no Globex trading. Number 2, no more than 2 attempts on a single trade idea. There's no point in trying to force something that has proven historically to work against us. Time to reset and recalibrate. So wanted to talk about this. So there's something, and this is absolutely true. What I put right here, I can confidently say I've been lucky enough to take, you know, a decent amount of money out of the market, you know, a decent amount of payouts, and obviously have had many funded accounts, right? I can without a doubt say that most of my blowups happen in the overnight session. And I don't know what it is. I think it's like something about, you know, taking a loss before the session even starts. Damn, take that, Jaws. I will absolutely be, by the way, you will see me in chat. You will see me in Jaws's chat. I'm just not touching the market in the afternoon anymore. But for me, there's just something about taking a loss. Like when it works out, it's great, right? Because you go into the next session in the morning, New York Open with some profit to play with. and it's great. But when for some reason when I take a loss during that time frame, I have a really hard time accepting it and just moving on. I don't know what it is. Oh, Jamie. So I'll bring the screenshot up again. So we took our payout, right? We took our payout last night. Okay. We had we woke up to the payout in our bank account, which is awesome. But what also happened was this. So last night, I just went over some of these trades from last night. We just went on an absolute bender. Lost sight of, everything we were supposed to, and basically just blew up. Yeah, ouch is right. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about taking a loss during the afternoon session that is really hard for me to move on. Yeah, still got paid, Howie. Still got paid, so I think that's the most important part, right? Is the P&L isn't real until you pay yourself. So I'm really happy that we did that. I'm really happy that we took the payout. Obviously, what happened following that is really rough, but that's what this channel is about, is transparency, honesty, raw trading, and blow-ups are part of it. There's, it's not fun. It's definitely not fun. I can tell you, this is not the first funded account I've blown, and I can tell you that it's really, really not fun when you have an audience, because I did not want to come on here and have to do this. But yeah, I'm the same, man. Really struggle to take my leave. I try and force myself to be impartial for the outcome. It's so tricky. Yeah, and that's the thing, Jamie. It's like, that's why I'm going to try to implement the new rule for me of just keeping my hands off in the Globex session, because it just does not work for what it has never worked for me, right? Every once in a while I might walk away with some profit, but when I start losing, it's really hard for me to go into the next session with that loss. I don't know what it is. Been more about being wrong. I find when you take a loss, the P&L often hurts less. The fact that you can't get any dopamine, for sure. I mean, that's what we were chasing here, right? We were, and that's why I also put in that in the journal. And I think that is obviously more important than just that, the first rule in itself is no more than 2 attempts on a single trade idea, right? It's fine to get into a trade. Maybe you get stopped out immediately, and maybe you're able to find another entry. I don't think there's any problem with that if you are smart about it. This, getting into the same trade like 6 times, same idea, but basically just giving yourself a 1,000 paper cuts is just not good. So I think that's the most important takeaway from this for me, and is going to be something that I look out for going forward. Props to you, Danny. It happens, no judgment here. Yeah, Luke. I think as much as it sucks, I hope, being in front of an audience, right? It helps other people at least learn that, you're not alone. It happens to everybody. And the first step is to take accountability, right? Be transparent. I'm never going to tell you guys that I'm a millionaire trader, or I never blow accounts and I never take losses, right? Like, that's just not how this trading thing works. You're going to take losses. You're not going to have 100% win rate, and you're not going to follow your rules 100% of the time, right? Obviously that's the goal, but at the end of the day, it happens to everybody, especially when you're trading props, right? Because you have these arguably very tough rules to follow, and it's not easy. It is not easy. Thanks for being so upfront. Can feel the frustration, and you still go through your mistakes. That takes courage. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, Jeff, appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing. I get wrecked all the time during the Globex. Yeah, hard to get the feel of the tempo in Globex. Rough week. Haven't taken a trade yet. No news. Yeah, it happens to all. No one is immune from it. Trading never gets easy. You just get better at doing the things that you know you're supposed to do. Yep, very well said, Jamie. Very well said. So great news followed up by catastrophic blow up. Like I said earlier, not proud of it, but man enough to admit it, right? And the best thing we can do is reflect on it and move on. So the plan moving forward is basically we opened up 2 new Lucid Flex accounts, and the goal is to pass both of them, obviously. But if we get them both passed by the end of the week, we will copy trade them, and we'll start off small. You know, I don't want to add 5 accounts on right away, but we will try to get those copy traded. How do you manage your profits? How much goes back into evals versus aging yourself? Oh, paying yourself. Got you. Well, I think it's smart to track it, right? But you should be able to tell if you're just like cycling through evals, right? And you're not paying yourself, right? We know that that's not sustainable, right? I mean, maybe if you got the funds to do it, sure, but you know, that's not a sustainable way to do it. So you need to what I've done in the past, and what I've done, you know, a good part of this year, and what I've done in the past is just limiting yourself to how many evals you can open in a month or a week or whatever time frame you want to go off of. For me, it's like I will try not to trade more than, like, let's say 5 to 10 evals, you know, in any given month, right? Because I'm usually trying to take out at least 1 to 2 payouts a month, right? And that's for me a sustainable system, right? I'm taking more out of the market than I am spending on evals. So you just need to figure out, one, how much are you paying yourself every month, if at all. And if you're not at the point in your journey where you're taking payouts, then you need to just evaluate a responsible budget for how many evals you're going to take, right? Because it's just not healthy. I think it's a very normal thing. I've been there before where I've cycled through accounts and it just wasn't good, and you just got to kind of pull the plug at some point. And you know, earlier this year I was really struggling, and I took a whole, like, I think it was like 40 days no trades, like did not touch the market. And for a good portion of that, I did not even look at the charts. And that was really good for me because I was just not not able to follow my system for whatever reason. Globex actually the better session to trade, especially on hourly. If it works for you, man, for sure. For me personally, I just don't like the Globex session for my psychology. I think, I'm not saying that it's inherently better or worse than any other session. I think just for me personally, there's something about taking a loss and not being able to deal with it. I think it's easy to do because you take the payout and you work hard to try and build that buffer again, and you don't want to take the small hit and move forward, try to double down and build again. Danny, do you take your time passing evals or rush through them to get them passed? What's your method on passing evals overall? I'm a very firm believer, even when I'm trading funded accounts, right? The market, you gotta take what the market gives you. If it's presenting opportunities like it did today for me in the morning session, then I'm gonna take advantage of it. You know, that's not how it always works. And on the days where it's not giving you your setups, right? It's not setting up in the way that you know, however you want to say, you know, A+ setup or whatever it is for you. If it's not giving you those opportunities, then, you know, there's nothing you can really do about it. And if you force those trades, then that's how you know, blow it up. So for me, I took 3 trades today. That was enough to get my 2 evals to the 50% consistency rule. So 1500, we need another 1500 to pass them. If the market gives us a good opportunity tomorrow, then that's awesome, and hopefully that's the case and we can pass them. If it doesn't, then we won't take any trades. We might take smaller size on positions that we're not or on trades that we're not so confident on. We might walk away with $500. You know, it just depends on the day. The worst thing you can do is like give yourself a time frame, like I have to pass this eval in 2 days, or I have to pass it in 1 session. You know, I think that's not a healthy way to look at them. You should be looking at it like, you know, you need to take what the market's giving you. If it's giving you great opportunities and your trades are setting up in the way that they're, you know, is good for you, then take advantage of it for sure. Austin says, I took 3 months off, casually watched TBM on the side, but had to stay out until I fit. Yeah, yep, I did the same thing, man. I did the same thing. Aftermarket trading is my kryptonite. Yep, you're speaking my language, man. Gotcha. I appreciate the info. I'm currently on my 4th eval, learning a lot from you guys, so thank you. Yeah. Hopefully the biggest takeaway from this is take payouts, you know, pay yourself when it's available. You know, that in my opinion, at least, take payouts for, you know, when depending, I don't care if it's max payout, $1,000, $500, $250. If you can pay yourself, I would do it. And yeah, you just, you know, the P&L is not real even on a funded account until it hits your bank account. Thanks for the insight. No problem, man. Yeah, so now we're kind of like at a standstill. I opened up 2 accounts this morning. Those are both up 1,500 bucks. I can't trade them anymore, so I really don't have an account to work on right now, and I don't want to just like open up accounts just so I have them to trade on. You know what I mean? So I think what we'll do is we'll watch the market, analyze it, do what we normally do, and we will just take like sim trades. We'll take like demo trades. If I see something set up, like what I'm looking for right now is like a retest of 300, and maybe that gives us a good opportunity. I'm obviously, like I said, I'm not going to take it because I can't. I'm locked out on these, but we will take a look when something sets up. Solid stream. I want alerts for you, not TBM. You're giving solid psychology advice and train. I mean, thanks, but I mean, everybody else has. Trust me, I watch pretty much everybody's stream. Everybody has really good. They give a lot of value, a ton of value. Yeah, peeking at the charts at night while I game. Someone's at the front door. Mailman. Peeking at charts at night while I game is like dropping drugs in front of a drug addict. That's how I blew 2 of those 3 prior accounts. Hammer, I'll take it for you. Just kidding, but I'm enjoying the streams. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I appreciate that, but make sure you check out the other streams. Everybody's got slightly different take on the market. I've been learning a lot from just watching other people, and it's been really valuable for a lot of people in here. Can you hear my dog, by the way? I'll mute if he continues. Demo, but try to trade them as you were trading your live accounts, please. I'm not going to read in that. I'm not going to read into that. Why is this mailman still at my door? He saw those blue eyes. Ryan, I have for next stream, I have a surprise that has to do with that. Did someone say payout LFG? Yes, sir. Let me pull it up for you. No. Here it is. Should we just leave this up the rest of the stream and just not do anything? Yeah, Jaws, we have some beef, man. I gotta talk to you. We have some beef. Mailman's waiting for a free eval. Yeah, we have beef, man. So while you were, I don't know what you want to call it, whatever science experiment was happening on your charts last night, I was absolutely losing my mind. I was absolutely losing my mind. And I blame you. I mean, you had, if I remember, you had parabolic SAR, You had Ichimoku Cloud. You had every EMA on the planet on your chart. Every stochastic, every oscillator that is no demand. Yeah, would you would you like to own up to your part? So yeah, we took the payout, right? We took the payout last night, and we proceeded to blow up after that. And you didn't see the triple divergence confluence with the oscillation cloud EMA crossover Panini press multiverse long pattern. Payout straight to pounding. You got it, dude. Been there, done that. Yeah, we nuked the account after that payout. Glad we paid ourselves. Not proud of what happened after that. Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'll show you. So again, while the science experiment was going on last night, we were pulling our hair out. We just got absolutely wrecked at 28,900. Like, pretty much every mistake you can make, we made it. At least you got paid, yeah. We take those. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that money's not real till it hits your account, and I'm glad we at least took some out. They're trying to blame our science last night. Yeah, we got to screenshot this actually. Let's save this. All right, documented. It's in the files. Come on, I'm just so curious what was going on outside just like 5 minutes ago. Let's look at the ring. What was this guy doing? Was he was just trying to get a free account, huh? He's just waiting outside my door, just waiting for the giveaway. Yeah, I don't know. He was standing there for like 3 minutes. The Jaws files. For the rest of you hearing us laugh and joke about it, it's not because it's not serious. It is, but we've all been there. Many of us multiple times have to short-term memory loss and push forward. 100%. Yep. Go rip open the door real quick. Scare the shit out of them. What's happening tomorrow? Nothing? It's really nothing for a whole week besides jobless claims, which I don't know. Sometimes that gives a decent move, but Goldfish memory next play. Though, for real, you got paid. Huge GG's for that. Time to reset and come back better. You got this. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Honestly, like, I was kind of nervous to go live because, well, for obvious reasons. It's not fun having to let everybody know that you blew up, but surprisingly very supportive. Everybody has been. So I haven't really seen many trolls, which is what I was kind of expecting. So appreciate you guys. We will learn from it. We will get better. We'll try our best to get these accounts passed and start trading funded again whenever we can. Market makers coming by to see the scene of the crime firsthand, dude. No joke. At least the rest of us blow up in private. Honestly, though, 2K max payout into a blown funded is probably the #1 most relatable prop experience ever. That, or like being $100 away from being at max payout and then blowing it, right? I've been there too. I've been there a couple times. Something about like, I don't know if it's like overconfidence that starts coming in or what. Funny how our shame will tell us we can't share our mistakes because people will judge, but when we do, they're actually supportive, even though we know others do the same. For sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. No, that was not a direct to funded account. No, that was a Lucid 50K flex. So I had passed that account. Like, so I knew, for those of you who don't know, like, I'm the editor for Match Channel. So I kind of knew that we were going to do this whole stream thing, like maybe 2 weeks before we actually started doing it, 2 or 3 weeks. So the week before, I was on an eval already and I passed it, and I just kind of set it aside for the start of the whole show. And so that's why I had an account, a funded account, going into the opening of the stream last Tuesday. So we haven't had to do the eval process on stream yet, which now we will, obviously. But yeah, I'm with you, Ryan, man. I used to really beat myself up when I would blow up. And, you know, part of me like thinks that it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? You kind of have to go through that. But the more it happens, the more I find the more forgiveness you give yourself allows you to kind of be more constructive about it. Like, if you just beat yourself up and you let that kind of flow into the next day, the next week, and then you all of a sudden you have this super pessimistic attitude going into the markets, it's not helpful at all. You kind of have to give yourself grace, you know? Mistakes are going to happen. And like I said, that's why I like journaling so much, is because there's something about like taking the accountability and like writing it down and putting it out into the universe of like, this is what I did, and you know, it's time to learn from it. Jeff, I don't, I thought it was Ed or Andrew doing the TVM. No, so I took over like January, something like that. January, February of this year. When I was going through mental stuff, I was saying to be partially known is to be partially loved. Shame mistakes us. Hold on, I cannot read. When I was going through mental stuff, I was saying that was to be partially known is to be partially loved. Shame makes us take verb of what was done and turn it into a noun to label us. I like that. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to like have those moments of like being real with yourself, and it's okay to be hard on yourself, but there's also got to be a switch, right? Where you let go of it and you have to move on. I always think like a lot of people relate trading to professional sports, and the best athletes in the world, right? They're obviously really talented and they put the work in, but they're also really good at understanding the big picture and understanding that a loss does not define you, right? Messi just lost in the World Cup. Is that going to be a defining moment for him and his legacy? No, right? He knows that there's another match, maybe not another World Cup for him just because of his age, but you can't let losses just dictate the future, you know? It is not a defining thing. Damn, Matt found someone to rival his public reading skill. Yeah, dude, sometimes I look at these words and I cannot. It was right for picking. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh my god. Oh, no comment. No comment. Such a weird day. Such a weird day. Like, look at dude, like the candle from Monday is just disgusting, right? It's like the last thing you would think to happen is for it to just literally open, rip face, 600 points. I mean, what? I was looking back when I saw this candle last night. I looked around. I'm like, I cannot find another area where you had a similar, like, to me, that almost just looks like a pure manipulation. I mean, maybe like right here from May 7th, right? You pushed up, completely rejected, closed at the lows. Next candle opens up and just rips 600 points. I mean, and then to follow that, right? That area kind of turns into support. I mean, well, now that I'm looking, I find another one, right? Opens, rips higher, closes at the lows. Next candle opens up, rips face. So weird. Here's another one. You know what? Noted. I'm gonna keep note of that. That's really, really interesting. Doesn't really make much sense. Does not make sense at all. There's an inverse of this at June 22nd. Yeah, that's right here. Yeah, but like even that, like this candle, you can kind of interpret this candle as like, okay, it just had trouble deciding what direction to go, right? So it's kind of an indecision candle. And then you can kind of go into the next day, at least like with the idea that it might reverse, you know? For a candle like this that just shows you sellers are in complete control, and then next candle opens up and just rips. I mean, that just doesn't make any. Oh, June 23rd. Am I looking at the wrong days? June 23rd. Oh yeah. But I'm talking about like the candle before it, you know? So you would go into the 23rd thinking price has to make a decision of where it wants to go, where on a candle like this, where sellers are in complete control, you would expect potentially more momentum to the downside. What I would not expect is for us to just open and rip 600 points in the way my mind thinks about it. I call those bars fuel bars, trap longs and get picked up on the way back up. Yeah. I hear you. It's just kind of hard to trust a move like that, you know? I think that's part of the reason that I got trapped last night, right? I was so kind of like tunnel visioned on the idea that we would move lower off of that, and just struggled to kind of accept the fact that, you know, this thing's gonna rip. It's really unfortunate too, like, because let's say we didn't tilt and we didn't let our emotions get the best of us within this like hour time frame from like 8 to 9, right? 860 was that level we were looking at with a fresh mind and no tilt, right? I'm pretty sure I would have been able to see the fact that, okay, 900 isn't holding. We retest 860, which is the original level that we were looking at. And I would like to think that we may have taken this long, right? And that would have been a great, absolutely awesome trade, right? But hindsight's 2020. I was earlier today, I was actually thinking like Friday we had a similar day where, and this is where it's completely different. If you go to Friday, if you were on tuned into that stream, we opened up the stream down almost $1,000, okay? But the difference was we took 6 consecutive losses, okay? You can see them here. But on each trade idea, we did not revenge trade, you know? We did not try to take the same trade idea more than 2 times. So you could argue we did it here, but that was only twice, right? And I will give myself the grace of a second entry on a single trade idea if that's, you know, because that's sometimes that is just how it works. You know, you're not going to get the best entry on your first attempt. And with a tight stop, like you've seen me do, you know, anywhere from $50 to $100 of risk, you know, sometimes I don't mind taking a second entry. But you can see there's a difference between accepting the losses, right? One loss, moved on, right? Took another loss, moved on. Took another loss, moved on. Took another loss, moved on, right? Versus this nightmare, right? Where we just got committed to a trade idea and just blew it. And I think that's the biggest difference, you know? I'm tunnel visions on the shorts, man, and it cooked me today. Was up 60%, but greed. Yep. You're preaching, man. That previous daily candle is almost always followed up by an up day. I mean, from what we just saw, you're not wrong. Every candle every inverse candle like that I saw. So yesterday, boom. Let's find the other one. And just for the sake of keeping it simple, we will just look for all the bullish ones. So here's another one. Same exact candle, rips it the next day. Same exact candle here, rips it the next day. Same exact candle here, rips it the next day. Let's see if we can find any more. Here's kind of I'm mostly looking for those closes at the lows though. This is kind of a little bit different. I mean, there's not many of them, but when it shows itself, it definitely plays. Definitely noted. I'll be looking out for that. All right. Kind of looks like we're rolling over, making lower highs off of this 329, 360. Kind of have a triple top, double top, depending on how you look at it and how big you want to make that area. You could argue it's like a quadruple top, but looks like it tried 4 times reaching up into that region and then rejected each time. So I would think if you start breaking, where is this, like 310, 315, this kind of area right in here, you might see a move lower, at least into 300, I would expect. Three bar on the hourly. Yeah, that's clean. High, higher high, lower high. Now you just need continuation. I would just be personally, if I weren't locked out right now and I was looking for a trade, I would just be worried for kind of what happened down here, right? Where it's starting to top out. You have a valid 3-bar reversal, but you basically just dip into, in this case, like the Asia highs, London lows, and then just rips face. So I would kind of be expecting this to like reach into 300 and maybe you see a bounce. Maybe. I would just be careful about fighting the trend when it's this, like when you rip like 600 points in a day. I would just be very careful. But obviously a mean reversion trader would not agree with that. All right, guys, I know it's been kind of a weird day, but let's try to hit this like goal. Let's get to 100 likes. If we get to 100 likes, we might consider a giveaway. Danny, for those of us who are new to the stream, what is your trading strategy, method, and style? And do you prefer micros over minis, or does it matter? For me, I trade micros, just something that I have more experience with and that I am more comfortable trading. I usually trade five micros, so you know, essentially like half a mini. And the way that I look at the market is in support and resistance, or supply and demand. So, you know, I'm looking for areas of interest where price is shown to react to. And let me see if I can find a clear example. I had a ton. Here's a really good one. So I've used this a couple times to explain my strategy, so I'll just run it back real quick. So you have, this is these are hourly candles, okay? So I kind of take a top-down approach. I start from the daily and then I move down to like the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and then the 5 minute. So on the hourly chart, you can see in this area at 29,300, right? This is an area where it's very, very clear that buyers like it. Okay, so anytime we approach 29,300, what happens? Buyers step in and bid it up. So it happened once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, right? So that is going to be an area that I mark on my chart as a point of interest. And then what I'll do is, for whatever session, you know, so I'll look left and look for those areas. And as price comes back down to it, you know, my idea is that we will react there again. Now, it could be, in this case, bullish. It could be bearish. It kind of depends on price action after that point. So, right, this is a bullish reaction. So, could have presented a long opportunity. You can see that happen 1, 2, twice. It broke under it, retested it, took it lower, broke above it, retested it, took it higher, right? So it kind of depends on price action at that point. You get another bounce here, and funny enough, we're actually like testing that area right now. So in this scenario, if I were not locked out, I might be looking for a long off of that zone. Why? Because we just saw price buyers basically decide to buy that when that price is revisited, and that's essentially what my strategy is. And you know, you can break that down on a smaller time frame. Another thing I look for, and I always mark out every single morning on my charts, is the London session highs and lows and the Asia session highs and lows. And I like to take trades off of those as well. So good example, literally from today, this is the Asia high right here, London low right above it. Price comes back down into it off of the open. You can see right here at 9:10, 9:15. And you basically just see a giant reversal right off of it. So that would have been a long that I was looking for. Same thing. You literally, price pushes up, right? Breaks above London highs, comes back down, retests it, and reverses basically directly off of it. And it doesn't always work that. I'm not saying that it always works like that, but that is what I look for. Wish I could like the video more than once. Dude, make like 10 accounts and just send it. Yo, just got back from the gym. How's trading been for you today? From the open, it's been great. We took 3 winners. Took this eval to the 50% consistency. Last night was absolutely brutal, Jodo. If you've been watching the streams, we were trading a 50K funded flex account with Lucid, and we took our balance to 5,400 yesterday, and I took a payout on that account last night. I'll bring that up. So this is the certificate. So we ended up taking a payout, max payout on that account, and then we got absolutely demolished in the Globex session, and that account has perished. So we are kind of taking the stream today to kind of reflect and reset, and we will try our best to pass these evals and get ourselves back in a funded account. What triggers your entry? The retest of those levels, basically. So I did take a long off of that trade we just talked about, right? Price pushes above London high, retests it. In this case, I got kind of lucky because I got into the trade late, right? Had I taken the initial test of it, I would have got stopped out. I would not have given myself how much, you know, typically I don't give myself 20 points of risk on a single trade, but I caught it on the move back up, right? Because I saw this wicking out and trusted that we might see a reaction off of that. So I basically got in right at 29,180 and then took it for 25 points roughly. That's the payout curse. It happens to me a lot. Yeah. Thanks, Jodo. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm glad we paid ourselves, you know. At the end of the day, that's the most important part. So I'm glad we paid ourselves. Really not proud of the way I handled the losses last night, you know. I'll briefly show you real quick. We just got absolutely chopped up. From 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. was a complete tilt session. I took the same trade idea probably 6 or 7 times, and we got demolished, man. We took a loss on every single one, and we lost sight of everything, and started trading based off of our emotions. And yeah, that's how it ended. Not proud of it, but it happens. Okay, in this case, I would have probably be interested in a test right here. Give yourself I would probably give myself 10 points roughly of risk, and I'd be looking for 300. Yeah, we talked about that. I'm the same. I did the same thing. I wrote this journal entry out where that's a rule that I'm going to introduce. You know, trading Globex it has never traditionally worked for me. Like historically, I just find myself really struggling if I do go into drawdown on the overnight session. Like it's almost always a disaster after that point. So moving forward, I'll still be in Jaws' stream. I'll still be interacting on the chat, but I'm just not going to be touching any trades during that. There's just no point anymore. You know, there's no reason to force trades when you just know that it's not conducive with your trading style. Like, had I not tilted, right, I would have came in today, I mean, theoretically, right, taking three winners that were great trades. 2 of them winning. Well, I basically had no drawdown on. So, you know, I just really struggle in the overnight session, and I need to stick to my guns, which, you know, is the open and power hour, right? That's what I'm best at trading, and I need to stick to that. There's no reason to be forcing trades when I know that it's just historically hasn't worked out for me. So we're done doing that. Kind of relieving to see I'm not the only one getting wrecked sometimes in snare. Dude, yeah. Everybody, if there are people out there that portray themselves in a way that is like they make no mistakes, they don't churn accounts, you know, they don't blow fundeds, like You know, they're just lying, in my opinion. Maybe there's people out there, right, that are just rock star traders and never make mistakes. I don't know of any that exists, but it's just the reality, right? You're not gonna, doesn't matter how strict you are, you know, you're gonna slip up, and nobody's immune to that. Now the goal, right, is as you trade more and you gain more experience, is to have those mistakes happen less and less, right? And you will see the overall equity curve, right, start trending in the upward direction. But nobody's immune to mistakes. It's just not a thing. We were talking about it earlier, like relating trading to professional athletes. Like, dude, the best athletes in the world, the most talented athletes in the world make mistakes all the time, right? What they do differently and what sets them apart is they know how to handle the loss. They know that it does not dictate the future. It's not mean that they are a terrible player and that they'll never win again, right? They know that losing is a part of the game, and you cannot just win every single game. You cannot make every shot. Sometimes it's just so hard to walk away, even though you know you should. Yep, it's facts. I've been getting back to the basics, writing my day down on paper helps a lot. Yeah, that's why I do these journals. You know, it's really helpful for me to actually put it out there, right? Not to just think about it. There's something about like writing it down that is very helpful. Little therapy session. Yep. So how'd everybody do on the did anybody get chopped up on this open? It was kind of a violent open. Big push up, big rejection. Sweeped pretty much anybody who tried to get in lower for a short. Got absolutely wrecked. Kind of a tough day. Got chopped all day. Yeah. Hey, at least you didn't blow up though, man. Tunnel vision since London. I'm with you, man. I am with you. Pets for tomorrow after the payout tonight. Come on, man. Come on. What up, buddy? Hey. Nice, Fluffy. GG's, man. Lock yourself out. Take the W and lock out, man. Who is this distinguished puppers? This is Booker. He is a pit bull German shepherd mix. So you can make whatever assumptions you want out of that, and you're probably right. He's absolutely nuts. He's just chilling behind me right now. Crazy combo, I know. Very, he's a resourcer, if you know what I mean. Watching the screen, whole CME session for 15 points total. It was rough. I mean, 15 points is 15 points, though. Had a pit bull look at me like a snack earlier on my run, but he knew a dog when he saw one. Dude, my dog hates like he gets along with most dogs, but there's something about like doodles. He does not like doodles, like at all. A doodle and a like any smaller dog, like he does not mess with it. But like specifically doodles, it's really weird. You have a Labradoodle, don't bring him near Booker, man. Do not do it. It will not end well. Kid got hit by a car? What? MBX? Are you talking about wait, mountain biking? Or what are you talking about? Maybe one of them broke his heart back in the day. Off topic? No, you're good, man. I just don't know what you're talking about. Did I miss a comment? Show the dog for a like. Bookie, come here. Come here. Come here. Booker, come here. Look. Come here. You guys see him? He wants something. I don't know what's going on. He's been weird ever since the mailman was lurking outside of our house. Yeah, he's a pretty dog. I'll give it to him. What? What? Yeah, are you guys basketball fans, NBA fans? He's named after one of my favorite players of all time. Devin Booker. So at this point, with price moving more than 10 points in our favor, more than likely would have moved my stop down a little bit. And if price starts reaching below 300, we would probably just move it into profit. Rescued a cat recently, called her Nutmeg. You a soccer fan? I'm a big. Oh, I used to be like a huge NBA fan. Oh, football fan. Gotcha. I'm a big soccer guy. I didn't always like soccer. I grew up a huge NBA fan, but I, for those of you who don't know this, which is probably most of you, before I started working with Matt, I worked in professional sports as a video producer. So I started working for a MLS team at the end of COVID, and I absolutely fell in love with soccer. Now I'm like a huge soccer guy. I almost exclusively just watch soccer now. I don't watch any football anymore. I don't know, I just kind of fell out of interest. But big baseball fan too. Englishman over here. Oh, okay. Football, my bad. My fault. Your sister-in-law did social media with the Packers and then some with MLS teams, was in Austin and Cincy. Nice. I've been to Austin and Cincy a lot for MLS. All right, as we push down, I'd probably move my stop into profit, and there we would have got filled out right there. So I like that trade idea. But like we were saying, I would be careful for continuation. We saw that earlier today with these kind of like these flags playing out. You got a flag here, flag here. I'm not like a patterns guy, but you can at least see what price has been doing all day. And 300 is a big level for me, like we talked about earlier. Like if we jump up to the hourly, this is that 29,300 level, and you can see buyers love that area. So I'd be careful about shorting into it like we just did for more than 300. I don't think we test lower than that, in my opinion, but you know, I was wrong all last night, so maybe don't listen to me. But I would expect to see, as we retest 300, I would expect to see a bounce. Like, just out of curiosity, let's say we were to exit that short and get in for a long on the retest of that and give ourselves 10 points. Let's see if this would have played out. It's kind of fun to do that. No risk involved. I'm not taking any of these trades. We are locked out, but just theoretically, if we were not locked out, see what happens. That's awesome. I played soccer for the time I could walk about until about age 23 or so. Oh yeah. Inter Miami Messi. I have shot a Messi game, and I'll tell you what, it was insane. It was amazing. Our team got absolutely wrecked, but it was really cool to, like, honestly, like, top moments of my life of like filming a Messi game. It was pretty awesome. And he scored a banger on us too that game. He sat in the suites in Cincy and it was so nice. Yeah. Cincy's really nice. Austin is one of my favorite stadiums. Q2 Stadium, I think it is. Like, beautiful. And it's a newer one in the MLS too, which is it's just so nice. And the atmosphere is just wild. Those fans are insane. What, I mean, I'm in the US and I worked in, you know, US soccer, so like I do keep up with the MLS. I don't have like a Premier League team that I like specifically follow. I try to watch kind of everything. throw it on if it's on. But which team were you with? St. Louis. Never been to the US before. My home team went from almost being relegated last season to being promoted to the Premier League this season. Whole city up to the Tigers. That's pretty sick. I wish there was relegation in MLS. That'd be so fun to watch. Like, if you're not familiar, in US soccer, you have MLS, right? That's like the highest league in our country. And then below that, you have USL. And it'd be really cool if your team could get pushed down into USL if you got relegated. I feel like it would up the stakes. It would make it more entertaining to watch. Oh, I bet, Bradley. I still have a ton of friends in the. It'd be. Wait, so you said she worked for Austin and Cincy? Or I'm sorry, let me go back and. So she was with the Packers, and then okay, we may have crossed paths. USL is doing it. Yeah, they're really good too. A lot of those teams are great. I mean, you have a lot of MLS talent that comes from the USL. Atlanta, Austin, then Cincy. Dude, I know a lot of people from all those teams, so that'd be pretty funny. I'm in Boise with a brand new team as of this season, looking forward to seeing them. They can promote up to the top USL division once they implement promotion. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I don't know if they'll ever do it, but it would be cool. It's kind of like how, I don't know if you guys ever, I actually worked in football too. The XFL's original launch, or like relaunch in 2019. I think what they've done is actually really successful and a really good way to do it, of like combining all the other leagues. I kind of wish that MLS soccer would do something similar to that, because it's like you're trying to grow the sport, so why not just include all the talent that you have? You live in Dortmund? Yeah, I like Dortmund. I like oh my god. Why am I blanking on, not Bayern, oh my god. It's not Bayern. Why am I blanking on this team? Oh, Leverkusen. I'm sorry. My family is from Germany, and they were big fans of them as well. Arsenal. You would be an Arsenal fan. My boss was a huge Arsenal guy too. USL is in the process of. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Her name's Hannah, but let me check my socials. I'll tell you right now if I know any. You're thinking 29 280 doesn't hold. 29 280 down in here. Are you shorting into that, or are you just waiting for price to retrace down there. All right, theoretically, if we were in this trade, we got the reaction that we wanted. You have a double bottom. Candle closes in 15 seconds. So if we were to push back into that level, I wouldn't trust it anymore. So that's a good indicator to like move it break even. I'll just keep my stop there so we know where it was. But at that point, would have probably considered moving it break even, or at least below those bodies, the body of those candles. And with it being 235, right, our target, pretty ambitious. And maybe we push up there with MOC, but with a trade like this would be a trailing. So as we push higher, I'd probably just start trailing it. Oh, you're watching 29,280. MOC is marking on close. So if you ever see Jay like going into the very end of the session, like the last 5-10 minutes, you will see these massive, like just a crazy amount of liquidity get injected in the market. And it's basically like the market order, if I understand it correctly, and I could be very wrong, but my interpretation of it is like it's essentially order matching, right? It's like figuring out where closing price will be. Cheers, take care, well done with being honest with yourself. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Usa, appreciate you being here as always. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, big push off that level, right? So really good example. If I don't know who was asking earlier about what I look for, that was it, you know? The retest of that big area that we know buyers like, which was 29,300. So that would have been our entry would have been off that level, you know, 10-15 point stop. We got lucky here, so we didn't get stopped out, so we would have stayed in that trade. And look, we're getting the reaction that we wanted off of it, and a really big one. So at this point, I'd probably be trailing into profit. Maybe like right under 310. Give us 10 points in profit for our stop. Algo's kicking at 355, 350. Wild pushes up or down. Yeah. Buddy. Man, had we not blown up, man, we would have had 5 really clean trades. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. Nice, Jodo. Typically how it goes, yep. Not fun. Did we ever get to our like goal? Nope. Guys, we haven't hit that one time. Not one time. I know, man. Like, we have accounts to give away, you know? What up? What's up, Fahad? Yo, what a push off that 300. That's crazy. It's a good 40 points. 40-point ripper. All right, minute and a half left in that candle. You've got volume at 35. All right, pushed right into it. Probably another point where I would move my stop up a little bit. Ripping though. Jeez. You guys in any trades going into end of day? It's probably not a great time to put on any position. MOC in about a little less than 10 minutes. Could see some wild movement start to creep in. You took off one contract at 340. Nice. Yeah, that's right where volume is. curious what happens here at 30. You have a wick, untested wick. Didn't quite move right onto it, but within a point. You game at all? Yeah. I mean, not like I used to. I used to play a lot of games. But not as much recently. I've been dipping back into like FPS games. I played League on and off for a long time, but I don't know, it's just not doing it for me anymore. And been playing Rainbow Six Siege a little bit, and it's pretty fun. EFT? What's that? EFT. Been playing Rematch a bunch lately. It's a really fun soccer game. Is that the... Let me look that up. I think I've seen that before. Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, I've seen that on my Steam pop-up. It was kind of popping off not too long ago from some people that I watch. You ever play Rocket League? Rocket League's a fun one. Oh, yeah, it's Tarkov. Yeah, I don't like extraction shooters. I don't know what it is. There's just no payoff, you know? Like, I don't like the concept of like the servers wiping and starting over. It just feels pointless. I've never gotten into that. Like Arc Raiders was pretty fun, but it was the same thing. It just like wipes all your progress. I don't get it. Champ in Rocket League? Dude, Rocket League, the skill ceiling in that game is unreal. Like, I do not get it. The pro players are just insane. Oh, they're not wiping anymore? Grand champ 17 times? Damn. Yeah, I'm a very like I used to really be a competitive, like I played a lot of Counter-Strike, played competitively. So I like games like that. But now I'm just a casual. I just get on, play like a quick match and just get off. I think that's fair, Jay. I don't hate that. Yes, One Edge. I exclusively used them for a very long time. I think they're great. Good option. Like they've changed the way they've done things a lot over the last year. But I still think they're a great firm. I mean, look at that candle. There's MOC for you. 250 liquidity injection. Wow. CS, I got to Supreme and had 5 hackers in a row. Oh, it's even worse now. Yeah, I was global. And then once I hit global, I just like exclusively played on ESEA and Faceit. Just to like, one, the servers are so much better, and then two, there's just no hackers, or like significantly less. You almost went pro in Rocket League? That's insane. You missed the good old Halo 2 days. Such a good online game ranking system. That was like one of the first games I ever played was Halo. On the 360. Way back in the day. Nice trade, Jay. GG's, man. Yeah, we talking games now. Apex, I played a lot of Apex in the past. It's just not really popping anymore, right? Maybe it is. I think battle royales in general kind of fell off. That was, I mean, I had a ton of fun playing it though, Dilly. Ninth ranked Madden player in the world at one time. Jeez. All right, Luke. See you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, man. Ranked top 100 ahead of Shroud and near Choco Taco. In what? In CS? What's a good shooter game nowadays, not CS? I mean, CS is that's kind of like why I'm in such a gaming rut, is like, dude, the same games that were popular like 5 years ago are the same games right now. It's CS, you have Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six Siege, and Valorant, right? What else is there really? You know, COD is a joke. Like Warzone is a joke. Fortnite is a meme. PUBG is dead. No offense. Arc Raiders is dead. Tarkov is still, I mean, kind of dead. It's just the whole gaming scene is just so weird now. But I mean, Rainbow Six is fun. I like it. It's a different type of shooter, you know? Valorant is just a joke to me though. It's like I'd rather just play CS. Like I don't like all these different agents with like 20 different abilities and they're like flying around and doing tricks in the air and shit. I'm just like, it's not even fun. Shooters in a rough spot, yeah. I mean, and like even like League is still like the biggest game in the world. Like everything is just so weird. There's just no innovation in the gaming world right now. And I have not heard of besides like GTA 6, like I don't know a single game that anybody's excited about. Oh, I got you. Oh, and PUBG. You were top 100 in PUBG. My bad. Warzone is the best we have. Isn't that dead though too? Like, there's just nothing going on. Yeah, that's my issue. Same game for several years now, and I really don't want to play the 20th Assassin's Creed. I know, and that's coming from like, I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, so I know what you mean. There's MOC right there. 255 liquidity coming in. Yo, Jamie. Look, we're in limbo. Like, I'm happy, you know, happy to take the payout. Really disappointed in the events that followed that. Happy, you know, in general, I'm doing good, man. Like, I can't complain. We took a payout. We have two fresh Lucid 50K flex accounts that we're working on. We got both of those up to 1,500, and you know, we'll move on and we'll try our best to get back on the rails. You know, there's no stress. We did our reflection. We beat ourselves up a little bit, and we'll move on and learn from it. Warzone pretty dead. Old school Call of Duty is my forte. Also, just because my 3 favorite single player games, yeah. Yeah, there's really nothing, man. Like, Fortnite's okay, right? But like, I'm like 29, so I feel really weird being on that game. Like, it's made for kids. Don't beat yourself up, man. I've had such an erratic few days trading since Friday. Really chaotic. Gonna pace myself rest of the week and just focus on building momentum. Yeah, it's one of those nothing you can do but move on and focus on the next. So what now? 100%. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, can't play Fortnite over 21. Yeah, like every once in a while I'll load up the game and just instantly turn it off because I'm like, what am I doing here? Yeah, we'll throw on like Rainbow Six Siege here and there. We'll like spontaneously want to play a game of League and then instantly regret it. Like and like I think the last game I played was like last week after stream one day. Went like 0-13 on Malphite and just like had the most insane teammates I've ever played with. Dude, I'm so down, Jamie. What are you playing recently? I need a game, man. I need something to like get my mind off of things at the end of the day. There's just no outlet anymore. I'm over 40, so no video games for me. That's what I'm saying, Jamie. He played a couple games on League like not too long ago when he was passing those Apex accounts. League is so bad in comparison to Dota. I hear that a lot. Dota's like the OG MOBA game, right? And then League came along and just kind of took it over. Oh, GTA 5. Are you just playing the story mode over again? Yeah, I'm really hyped for GTA 6 too. What would we play though, Jamie? Like, League is the one thing I've heard most of us all play a little bit still. So I would be down. I just like, I'm kind of over my League phase right now. I'm back in like a shooter mode, you know? Like I want to play Counter-Strike, but I don't want to play it. Rainbow Six Siege is pretty fun, but like I can understand that not everybody would want to play a game like that. It's a little bit sweaty. I'd play Valorant. Yeah, I've played a lot of Valorant. I'd be down for that. I just don't know, like, hopefully there's not like a bunch of new characters and I have to learn what they do. That's the only thing that would suck. Also, Overwatch is old school nostalgia for me. Yeah, dude. What about old school RuneScape? That is a game that I put a lot of hours into when I was younger. A lot of hours. But I've been seeing it pop up recently again. And like, it's doing like the best it has ever done. Like it's popping off. Yeah, that'd be sick. I'll be so down, Jamie. You can always just run KO, basically like CS. KO. That's a new one. I've not heard. Oh, wait, what is this? What am I looking at here? Yeah, Jamie, let's do it. Well, if we were in that trade, I mean, realistically, like I wouldn't have entered it this late in the session, but you know, it made a good move in our direction. In theory, right? Like the way, if I have a really ambitious target like this, like I'm almost 99% of the time I'm trailing. So I like to think we would have got stopped out somewhere in profit on this move up. There's no way I would have held it into going into the MOC. So we definitely would have closed it before then. But look, guys, this is what I mean by cutting myself off in the overnight session. Had we not tilted and did what we did, we would have had 5 really clean trades today. And that's just that's my biggest takeaway from today. You know, I need to learn that I shouldn't go outside of my wheelhouse, right? I know what works for me, and there's no point in forcing trades when I shouldn't be. So we live and we learn. Going for 100 points there, I think I've started a bad trend. Was that 100 point? I was kind of just thinking that we push the highs. 300 is like a big level for me, Jamie. If we opened up the hourly, someone asked about my strategy, and I've been kind of using that 29,300 level as a really good example of like the areas that I look for, right? We see like buyers show up there like time and time again over the last month. And as we came back into that 29,300, expecting buyers to step back in again. So nah, realistically, I definitely would have got out of that trade, but I didn't take it. You know, I'm locked out, was locked out before I put that trade on the charts. But yeah, don't go for a big trade like 200 points or something like that. It's okay to have ambitious targets. In my opinion, if you're gonna have like big ambitious targets like that, at least trail your stop, you know, protect yourself on the downside, at least in my opinion. Oh, you were in Eva, had a kind of written off, was okay with it, just had to park it in the garage. 205 points is insane. All right, guys. Session is complete. I appreciate everybody tuning in and being very, in general, very, very supportive after a rough night last night. So appreciate you guys. Tune back in tomorrow for, we will try to get these, evals passed. We'll take what the market gives us, right? If it gives us some good opportunities, then we will see what we can do with it. If not, then we'll take what the market gives us. Yeah. GG's, everybody.